Good morning and welcome to Coffee Talk from New York City. So as some of you might have seen last night, Dougie, my client Dougie Fresh, was performing on Lip Sync Battle. So Mary and I went and to the taping, and it was great. It was in Central Park, and it was so much fun, and it was awesome because Chrissy Teigen, who's on Lip Sync Battle, was a big fan of my show, Jersey Belle. So that was cool. And LL was telling me that his wife watched the show, and it was great. There was a lot of love there. One of the things I told you on my bucket list was to sing Around the Way Girl. That's my go-to karaoke song all the time. That's been my jam since I was like 13. To sing it with LL. So last night I figured that's probably as close as I'm going to get. Some of you were like, oh, you're not in the moment. Believe me, I was in the moment. I was not going to miss videotaping that for myself. I just happened to share that video with you. Believe me when I tell you I was in the moment. And then LL and I talked about it after, and he's as gracious and delicious as you would ever imagine him to be. And so is Chrissy, by the way. So she was great. The whole experience was magical. Dougie was awesome. It was so great to be there with Mary. So I want to tell you a story about what happened when I came home. So I was starving, and I decided I was going to go get pizza because I was so hungry. And when I'm in New York, it's like I have no diet here. I eat pizza for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's disgusting. So I got back to my girlfriend's house at about 10:30. And walked around the corner. There's a great pizza place around the corner from her. So I walk around the corner, and there's a homeless man in a vestibule, sleeping in a vestibule. And his sign basically says, I am dying of neuroblastoma. I will be gone before the summer is over. Something like, I am the unseen. If you see me, please fill this jar with kindness. So it stops me in my tracks. And I think, here is a man who is at the end of his life, sleeping in a sleeping bag in a vestibule on the streets of our country. He is my neighbor. He is your neighbor. My fellow man, your fellow man, all of the things that I know this community believes in. And I think, I can't ignore it. I can't do nothing. It like kills me. So I went into the pizza place and I bought him pizza and water because he didn't have any water. And I brought it back to him, and there was a young guy, handsome, maybe in his late 20s, big muscles, and he was sort of standing by the vestibule, and I said, hey, if you don't mind, I'm going to wake this guy up to give him food. He's sick. When I wake him up, I don't know if he's going to be angry or if he's going to be in pain or if he's going to be annoyed that I woke him up, but I'd like to give him this food. Could you just stand here just in case he's not too happy that I woke him up? And the young guy was like, sure. Looked a little unsure, but was like, sure. So I walked over to the guy and I said, excuse me, and he opened his eyes and I said, here's some food, here's some water, whatever. And he said, thank you. But I could tell he was in really bad shape. When I was finished, I stood up and looked at the man because I wanted to really see him. He believes he is the unseen. He believes that we don't see him. So I looked at him and I looked at his hands and I looked at his arms and his tattoos and I looked at his belongings and I envisioned him as somebody's child. And I thought, I see you and you can no longer be the unseen. So when I was done, hold on, I need to take a sip of this. It's so good. But it's so hot. I'm scared. I'm telling you. They try to get you with this coffee. So hot. So anyway, I walk out of the vestibule back onto the street, and the young man, this is why this story is so important. The young man said to me, who are you? And I said, just a person. I'm Jamie. And he shook my hand and he said, that was like the nicest thing I've seen since I've come to New York. And I said, oh, where are you from? And he said, Texas. And I said, ah, Southern boy, you know, whatever. And he was explaining that he too feels unseen in the city. Here are men in two very different situations, yet both of them are experiencing the same emotion, the same feeling. And this sweet younger man asked me if I would go have a drink with him. And he was cute and he had big muscles, girls, but I said, no, I'm very married. He said, wait, I'm not hitting on you. That was such a generous, awesome gesture, and I'm all alone here. And I said, well, I just don't, it's not a decision I'm comfortable making without discussing it with my husband first, and he's not here. And, you know, I explained it to him, and he was like, I totally get the respect thing. I get it. And he was like, you're a lovely human being. And I was like, and so are you. And the beautiful thing about that story is that the lesson for me was that people in general, no matter what their situation, just want to feel like they have been seen. They just want to feel like they matter. And that is why, as you move through your day, I ask that you look people in the eyes, that you smile at people, that you go make the effort, that human connection, because that's all we all want, right? We just want to be seen. We just want to know that we matter to somebody. And you all matter so much. And I come on every day to tell you how much you matter, how much I love you, how much I appreciate you, so you get to hear it. But there are so many people who don't. There are so many of you who have messaged me and said, Jamie, when you tell me you love me, the reason it's so important to me is because you telling me you love me is the only I love you I hear all day. So my hope is that that young man who now found me on Facebook is watching, and my hope is that he pays it forward, that he sees somebody else who feels like they have not been seen. That is my hope for everybody as you move through your days and your nights, seeing people, looking people in the face, letting them know they matter. People who bag your groceries, people who take your mail, people you just pass on the street, who make your coffee, who hold doors, people who fix the air conditioning in your office or work out at your gym, whatever it is. Everybody just wants to know they matter. And the beautiful thing about humanity and people, if I can't take a sip of this, I'm gonna lose my mind. Wow, that's hot. The beautiful thing about humanity is you do matter. We all matter. Every single one of us was created to matter. That is our sole purpose, is to matter to other people. So I know it's true. Lots of fun meetings in the city. I hope I have lots of good stuff to tell you. Have patience with me this week, because you know I was digging at the bottom of the professional barrel. Anyway, I love you so much today. Have a great day, and I'll be back to talk to you later. I love you.